Okay, so this is an unboxing video. I am like a YouTuber with a piece of tech. However, this is not a piece of tech. This is a toy, essentially, but you might recognize this here, Scattered Spider. This is the hacking group that everyone is talking about right now. I actually brought this for some videos I was going to make about my book, because my book about teenage hacking crews, they're towards the end, sort of showing how far teenage hacking has come, that we are now in the place where we have groups like Scattered Spider. But now, of course, this group are nationwide famous, internationally famous, because of what's happening right now with the Co-op and M&S and Harrods attack. I'm going to do the unboxing, but while I'm doing the unboxing, I will describe to you what we know about Scattered Spider and why it's probably premature to say that the people who have done previous things under this loose term of Scattered Spider are the ones carrying out these attacks at the moment. When a cybersecurity company finds a hacking group that seems to be doing the same thing over and over again, they have an idea that this might be an organized group. They sort of say, oh, that attack looks quite similar to that attack, maybe it's the same person. They build up a profile of these hacking groups and they name them. So CrowdStrike has named this very loose-knit group of English-speaking teenagers Scattered Spider. There are other names, other cybersecurity companies have named them. My favourite being Muddled Libra. There's another one, Octo Tempest. Here we are. They have released this quite nice sort of like figurine box set thing. Ostensibly it's, you know, to try and make people realise that they're a threat. Know them, find them, stop them is what CrowdStrike says. Has to be said, these are quite controversial. CrowdStrike does these for all of the APTs that they are trying to defend against, advanced persistent threats. So there's another one called Wizard Spider, which is another cybercrime group. Others are called like Something Kitten, which is an Iranian group. There's Pandas, which is Chinese. So some people will say that we shouldn't really be glamorizing these hacking groups by making figurines of them, but it's happening, and here they are. So this one is Scattered Spider, and I actually don't like this one as much as others. The other ones are much cooler. There it is, all look creepy, see? And then lots and lots of legs. That's fallen over. Well, that's nice, isn't it? But Scattered Spider on the back. Has to be said, however you feel about making figurines about cybercrime gangs, I do think it's possibly quite irresponsible to make one for Scattered Spider. We know, especially from the research in my book, that these are young hackers, English speaking. They love the drama, they love the chaos, and they would love, and I'm sure they have, their own figurines of themselves. So yeah, it's a bit of a controversial move to make this, but I couldn't resist buying one because they are the talk of the town. So that bit goes on there. Oh, that did not sound good, but I think that's how it goes. So that's the little kind of like stop Scattered Spider, and then somehow, oh, okay. So that needs to somehow hook on. How does it stay on? Oh, this is interesting. So in trying to find the instructions, they've actually written on the back here what Scattered Spider is. As one of the fastest evolving adversaries, Scattered Spider excels in taking things up a notch. The adversary previously sold SIM swaps and stole cryptocurrency. In early 2023, they adopted the use of extortion as their primary methods of monetization, using Alpha Spider's Alpha-V ransomware. That's another cybercrime gang, pure ransomware, criminals possibly in Russia, we don't know. So that's an interesting part, and that's one of the things I talk about in my book, is this evolution from Western English-speaking cybercrime, teenagers mucking about, having fun, causing chaos, trying to earn some money, joining up with some of these much more serious, criminally organised, you know, cartels in a sense. And that is one of the shifts that we've seen with these gangs. Right, that's as best as it's going to get. I'm pretty sure that's not how it's meant to be, but anyway. So yes, Scattered Spider. A lot of people are saying that it's these guys, I was going to say all girls, but it's almost always teenage boys who start from gaming, and then they move on to hacking games, and then they find themselves in communities like on Discord and Telegram that are pure cybercrime. And they are a really loose connection. They are, if you kind of imagine online subculture of community groups and things, they'll just get together and say, every now and then they'll say, let's have a crack at some companies. They're not very organised. They're not very technical often. They specialise in social engineering. So things, for example, like one of the things that we saw with scattered spider attacks, and before that a group called Lapsus, was they would ring up help desks. They would pretend to be IT help desks and call companies and say, oh, you need to reset your password, talk to me and I'll give me your password and I'll sort you out. And that, it sounds easy and stupid, and it is, but it works. So the reason why a lot of people are saying that it was these guys who are doing the co-op and the M&S attack and Harrods, it's because of something called TTPs, which is tactics, techniques, and procedures. And in cybercrime and in cybersecurity, if you can say these are the ways that people do things, you can kind of cluster and connect certain attacks with certain places. But to be honest with you, I've only seen one report from a very good place called Bleeping Computer that connects Scattered Spider with what's going on right now. And they're not my sources, so it's very, very hard for me to corroborate what's being said in there. If you haven't heard firsthand from people dealing with the cyber attacks, can you really be sure? And of course there's false flags and there's ways of faking this. So that's why I've been a bit cautious. I wouldn't be surprised at all if what we're dealing with is young English-speaking groups that could be described as Scattered Spider-like. We've seen loads of arrests though, so some people say that there's no such thing as Scattered Spider anymore because we've seen 6 arrests in the last year of some of the big players as well. I had a very interesting conversation with the hackers last night, all day yesterday in fact. They are saying they're from Dragonforce, which is a software, sort of like cybercrime software as a service. So if you can be anyone, you can be a cybercriminal anywhere in the world, and you could sign up to and use Dragonforce's malicious software and negotiation portal and their kind of like network and system in order to carry out your cyber attack. Dragonforce gets a cut and they'll get the most. I think Dragonforce will probably take about 20%, and then whoever it is will take the remaining percent from what's paid in the ransoms. So what I do know from my conversations with these hackers is they are on a spree. They are calling themselves I've never even heard of this show, but apparently there's an American show called Blacklist, and 2 of them are calling themselves characters of that show, and they're saying UK retail is on the blacklist, as in that they're going to carry on and keep attacking UK retail. So they are on a bit of a mission at the moment, and they want to earn as much money as possible. They're loving the attention, no doubt about it. They talk to me because they want to increase the pressure on co-op to pay a ransom. I don't think co-op's going to pay, but these hackers are frustrated that the co-op isn't paying, so they wanted to cause as much damage as possible. And also inadvertently, they revealed to me that the co-op hack is way worse than the company has been saying. But don't know where the story is going to go. I do know that I've got my badly designed, sorry CrowdStrike, this is a really poorly designed toy of Scattered Spider, and if it's not Scattered Spider that's carrying out this attack, who knows, we may have a brand new adversary that's very similar to these guys. I don't even know how this works. I've had to come back in because I just took this outside and my wife figured it out. Little feet, little magnets, so there we are. That's how you're meant to do it.